and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Arine Tehana and this is the bottom of it. If it's your very first time, welcome very much. Please do not forget to subscribe, tap on the notifications bell so that every time I post a new video you are the very first person to know. And if you like what you see today, feel free to leave a like just right here. But for now, let's dive into the video I have for you today. Today I'll be talking about a customer's point of view, what we as customers want, what we as customers see, and some of those things that we may not give attention to as small business owners. So let's get right into it. And actually, before even we dive into the video, I'd like to first take a moment to thank each and everyone who voted for me in the 2021 Afro Bloggers Awards, because this very channel was nominated in the Fresh Voice category. So we're waiting for the results next month in December, so fingers crossed. So I've had the craziest, funniest, I've had even embarrassing, weird experiences with small business owners. So let me give you a few examples of some of the experiences I've gone through. I remember there was a time during the COVID lockdown when I went looking for groundnuts. So now, in COVID-19 here in Uganda, for those, who are not Ugandan, here in Uganda, we were on a total lockdown, meaning you couldn't drive to, the bigger markets, the bigger supermarkets. So you had to work with what was around you. So we used to go to, neighboring supermarkets, neighboring small markets, neighboring small shops. And even before lockdown, I think when you're not in the moods to really drive all the way to the main market, you could just go and buy the simple ingredients you need, from a nearby market. So I went during the COVID lockdown, I went to buy some groundnuts. So we reached this lady, a small shop nearby my home. So we went to this lady and we greeted her and then asked her if she had some groundnuts, and she just ignored us and continued frying her cassava. She was frying cassava alongside her business. So we were like, okay, maybe she's busy, let's just give her a few minutes, a few seconds, to finish up what she's doing, and then maybe we can proceed. 5 minutes later, she finishes she finishes frying her cassava. So she turns to us with a very disgusted face and tells us, "No, I don't have any groundnuts." And I was very baffled. I was confused. I was like, okay, if you knew if you didn't have groundnuts, why didn't you just tell us earlier and we would have left you or gone to look for them somewhere else? Second of all, why did you use such kind of a tone? Her facial expression, guys, was very scary. So a facial expression that literally reeks of the word disgusting. Yes, that's how she looked like. Another experience I had was when I went to another a small business shop, and when we reached the shop, there was no one at the entrance or at the desk. So we had to knock, hello, anyone there? So when the shopkeeper arrived, she came wrapped in a towel. Actually, not even a towel. Here in Uganda, Africa, we normally use lesus. Now, lesus have a thinner kind of material compared to towels. So she came tying a lesu around herself. I'm going to put a picture right here. So she came wearing a lesu around herself, and we're all like, okay, where should I look? Because she was literally half naked, and I just imagined if it was somebody of the opposite sex. I, as a female, felt uncomfortable. How would it feel for somebody else? Now, I do know it's quite common in Uganda for people to have their shops and then their houses at the back, but that is no excuse for you to come dressed, in a towel, in a lesu to serve your customers, because it makes us uncomfortable and you literally have nowhere else to look. So I think it would be really respectful for small business owners to respect their customers by coming fully clothed, to render services. Yeah. So according to research, one of the best ways to succeed in your business is through strengthening your customer base. The customer base is like the core value it's like the center, of a business, because 83% of companies, okay, according to the research I did on internet, 83% of companies believe it's important to make customers have a happy experience. Why? Because this grows your revenue as a business. I've had so many small business owners complaining how they have no customers, how their business has been stunted for years, and it got me thinking, maybe it's because of the poor customer service that you provide. Maybe it's because of the tone you use towards your customers. Currently people have been saying this statement that it is the small things. Sometimes your customers do not need you to throw them a party, give them expensive champagne all the time, but they need you to just respect them. Talk to them with a voice that you say respect. Maybe no need for you to use the rude voice that the other shopkeeper I crossed paths with had. It wouldn't hurt you for you to use a voice that says you are welcome. It wouldn't hurt you to use a voice that says, feel comfortable, feel free, I'm here to help you. I think another reason as to why some small businesses are not growing is because they lack the skill of communication. Some of these businesses fail to communicate with their customers, especially the online businesses. When you agree on a certain price and you agree on a certain product, by the time it comes to your doorstep, you have gone through a lot of hassles. Why? Because when you agree on a certain time to drop a package, they will not drop it. When you try to contact them, they will block your calls as long as you have paid. And I feel another issue that small businesses have is they lack accountability. They lack genuinity. And when you lack some of those core values, then you do not expect your business to succeed. They're saying that the poor are getting poorer and the rich are getting richer, and I think I have an idea as to why this is happening. Now, the rich have grasped the art of business. They have understood what exactly the customer needs, and that is why you see them hiring very expensive public relations. You look at them hiring very expensive experts of PR. Why? So that those people can go at the doorsteps of their business and smile for the customers and say the sweetest things to the customers and make the customers feel very comfortable. And then on the other hand, we do have our small businesses who can't afford the expensive PR, but they can't also afford a simple smile. There's so many things a smile can do. Here is something Maya Angelou had to say about, the small things.
I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
People will forget everything you've ever done for them, but they'll never forget how you made them feel in the heart. And I think one of the things we are struggling with in this generation and day is love. People are craving love. People are craving care. So if you can provide some of these things, the simple things, the care, the love, if you can make your customer feel welcome at your place, that is what is going to make them remember you and make them remember your services, make them remember your businesses. And because you made them feel good, that is going to make them refer your businesses to their other friends. That is how things work. So if you are a small business owner, or if you know somebody who owns a small business, please ask them to revise on how they treat their customers and how they communicate with their customers. And if it is too much for them, let them look through this lens. Number one, a happy customer spends more. The more you make your customer feel, comfortable at your business, the more they'll want to spend. The more you smile for them, the more you make them feel welcome, is the more I would want to pull out my wallet and spend money. Number two, a satisfied customer will advertise for you for free. If you give top-notch services, if you make your customers feel welcome, trust me, they are going to multiply your customer base because they'll be satisfied. Obviously, they are going to recommend your business to some other people who will recommend the business to some other people, and that is the entire chain. So it doesn't cost you to be good, to be nice, to be welcoming to your customer, because they'll pay you back in ways unimaginable to you. So let me know in the comments some of the awkward situations you have had with small businesses or with small business owners. Let me know in the comments some of the things you think small businesses should improve on, to get a larger customer base and a larger community. But otherwise, that's all I had for you. I hope you picked something. Please feel free to subscribe, feel free to tap on the notifications bell so that every time I post a new video, you are the very first person to know. But other than that,